In Toastmasters, we are taught, in essence, that that is really the way to convey a message. And so this contest, for example, this international speech contest, you can speak about anything you want, but it has evolved to this storytelling kind of mode, if you will. Inspirational messages usually told through some kind of life event. And so it's a big focus, really, of the Toastmasters experience, especially if you're going to get involved with the International Speech Contest.
When I coach clients who want to give better presentations, I always say, start out with something that's attention grabbing, and also have a story, because that hooks the right brain. And then if you want them to do something, which will hook the left a lot of times, they're ready. Because the right brain is emotionally now engaged.
Yes.
You memorized this. How long did it take to memorize this?
Not all that long, really. I start with an idea, and it's going through my head all the time. I'll be in spin class at the Y, that's a bicycle class, and I will be doing this speech in my head. I will be driving and I will be doing this speech in my head. And then at some point, I will sit down at the computer and I'll start to type it out. And what I do is I will just type exactly what I'm saying.
Yes.
And so then I get this rough draft. That is fairly easy for a 7-minute speech, for me anyway, to get memorized, if you will, because it is part of me. It's just sort of ingrained in me. Now, to prepare for this contest, there was a lot of practicing and getting feedback and editing and writing and rewriting, and I had at least probably over 20 versions of this.
One of the aspects of giving a speech that Toastmasters focuses on is using as many of the 5 senses as possible. And I noticed at one point where you were talking about everything. You could hear it, you could breathe it, you could smell it.
One of the best tools is the word I'm looking for, that I used as I prepared that speech, and it went through so many evolutions, was I bought this CD, DVD set, Craig Valentine, who was one of the award-winning 1999, I think he was world champion of public speaking Toastmasters, and he put this thing together, and it's edge of your seat storytelling. Anybody who really wants to hone their storytelling skills should, in my mind, should invest in that, because it's CDs, you can put it in your car. He's so entertaining. And what I would do is I already had this speech written, and I had a second one written too, just in case I made it to the finals. And I would listen to these techniques, and then I'd go home at night and I'd pull up the computer and I'd look at my speech and I'd say, now where can I put this in? And I really think it did help my speeches, both of them that I had prepared for the contest. So if that's one takeaway, look up Craig Valentine, edge of your seat storytelling.
That's good. I have shown him in classes on presentation skills because he is very good.
Yes.
And that's something to be a world award-winning presentation person.
Yes, he won. And that tool is so good because you can listen to it in your car and it's entertaining. You don't get bored with it. You know, you're laughing the whole way to work because he's so funny. But he keeps repeating things and saying things in different ways so that you can come home at night and actually practice some of those techniques.
Edge of your seat.
Storytelling.
Excellent. What else would you want our viewers to know about presentation skills that you were surprised to find out that you're now using?
I think that practicing more, writing it out, using an outline. If you're for a really long presentation kind of thing, it's fine. But if you're really trying to do more fine-tuned kinds of speaking, writing it out, practicing it, really does help.
I always say, if you know you're going to stand up and be called on, go through right away what you're going to say and go for those words so you won't and ah. And I want to close with this because this was from a Toastmasters magazine that I read about 5 years ago. And I say it a lot to people because it's the importance of knowing what we're going to say beforehand and having it be succinct. And I love this. It says, the only thing worse than saying nothing is spending a long time saying it. Would you agree?
Yes.